Oh my God, dude.
My name's Victoria Jealouse. I live in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. And it's not always raining like this. When I first started snowboarding and it was sponsored by Burton, I was a racer. My eyes were opened by some of the guys on my team who were filming, like Rippy and Brian Iguchi and Terrier. They were out filming film parts. I remember just thinking, I want to do that. One day I just asked my team manager, do you think I could quit racing and just start shooting and filming and doing what those guys do? And he was just like, sure, why not? You can do whatever you want to do. I got a chance to start filming with Standard Films in Alaska. I got a segment, I think that was my first segment, TV2. The next year I started filming with them again, and that just kind of took off and became really my career, you know, what it is that I do. In Alaska, the first couple of years, we were loose cannons in a sense. We didn't have guides, and we would just go up in the heli and point to a peak, you know, and say, wow, that looks good, and we'd get let off.
It's really unique to be riding down mountains that maybe, well, nobody's ever ridden down before. This is the time I look forward to every year. This is the best.
Finna make it happen in deep six. Fresh and clean with it, you know what I mean? Live. Come on. It's been a while. It's been a while since the 29th chapter, but now I'm back in action. Back on my axe, swinging forward with the illest passion, the realest fashion, forever strong and never lacking. I'm in the business of inner spiritual enhancement. Off the Old Testament, check it, I represent. Following the footsteps of Samson, but in a lot of sense. Never take away my consecration, I ain't having it. I'm backing it, the movement of the music, that's the truest show. I'm fluent on my fountain pen, prints, living water. So every time I spit, it's refreshing.
Every time I go to Alaska, I'm more blown away than the last time. It's like it grows when I leave. The mountains get bigger. It's like a forest or something. You know, every time I come back, the mountains are bigger, they're more beautiful, and they're awesome.
Words that are silent speak. Rise from the deep what's beneath. It's stronger than concrete.
TV3, I got to ride with Morgan LaFont. So the second year I was up there, I actually got to ride with a girl. It was really fun because I had someone to ride with that was kind of at my level, and we could progress together. She was way ahead of her time. She's still done things on her snowboard that I've never seen any other girl do and that I haven't been able to do. So she's still an incredible inspiration to me. She really set the standard and went beyond, you know, what girls are doing now. She's probably my single biggest inspiration. If I think about her and her riding, I think, yeah, like I can do a lot more than I have been doing, for sure. It's more inspiring for a girl to see another girl do something than a guy, because when a guy does something, it's not that obvious, that a girl can do it. Maybe a girl could never do that, but when a girl does something, it stokes all the other girls out. And when I see a girl do something on her snowboard that I can't do, it becomes a reality for me and something to work towards. And it gets me super stoked and amped, and I'm excited. I want to try it.
They order to police us, so it's either fight or get lost with the weak faith in Christ. The talk profound when I speak, never get down. I'm always gonna stand on my feet. This land's for the meek to separate the goat from the sheep. Today's the future. Understand the way we maneuver to stay alive with power in our fist raised higher.
Dedicated to everyone that's made an impact on my life.
Brian and Terry and Jamie Lynn, those guys came up to Alaska. It was really cool because I'd been up there before them, I had more experience, and then to see them come and get their eyes wide open, it was really cool to see. I remember when Terry first came to Alaska and we got dropped off on this peak, and I remember just standing up there and we were looking around, and he had this kind of funny look on his face, and he turned and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, you know what everyone thinks is freestyle?" And I looked at him and he's like, "Well, it's not." He said, "This is freestyle." And he dropped in, cabbed off this little cornice and hit this hip and spun, slashed this wave, and then hit this gully, this natural half pipe, and just aired out the bottom. And I remember thinking, that was the sickest freestyle I've ever seen. It was like park, the most pristine park with just 2 feet of fresh powder. And I remember thinking, yeah, he's totally right. That's what I've been thinking. It was cool that he saw that,
All mankind, and that's fine. But when you need a hand to grasp, that'll be the very moment you analyze your past.
That's what Alaska is for me. It's like the most pristine park ever. It's like a park covered in powder, all just for you.
Hold my little babies tight. God bless them. I hope that I can.
I think Victoria's been really inspiring for a lot of women because she's really pioneered riding big mountain and snowboarding in really pretty gnarly terrain, and just showing all the girls that you can do that and do it with style and grace.
Definitely been traveling more than ever. It's just been a lot of like riding in South America, New Zealand, and then just a lot of promotion. Like we do a tour to go visit all the shops in Europe and North America and Japan, and just trying to reach the kids and do a lot of PR. I actually enjoy the travel. I'm a really good traveler. Meet new people and different cultures, and just to be on the road. But if anyone's traveled a lot, they understand like it gets old. But I'm good with it. I pretty much flow with whatever happens, all the glitches and hurdles. I just jump over them as they come, and I just know that it's all worth it in the end, especially at the end when you get a film part in a movie and your footage came together. The thing that makes it most worthwhile to me is just maybe my trips up north, northern BC and Alaska, when I film in the Chugach or the big mountain ranges. That's when I just go, wow, this is the elitist. So few people get to do what I do, and it's the most beautiful place. It's the best snowboarding anyone could ever have. When you're standing on a peak and the sun's setting and it's 9 p.m. and you fly up for your last heli run, it's like another world. I've always kind of thought, they should bring people that are depressed, people that are kind of messed up. They could just take them up at a sunset moment, on top of one of those peaks and just let them sit there for an hour. I kind of think it would change people's lives and their perspective because it's just awesome.
Hey, this is Andrew Crawford. I'm 25 years old and I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I've been an unprofessional snowboarder for about 6 years now, and I've been working with Standard Films for about 5 of those years. I started snowboarding when I was about 12 years old, and I saw these things that looked like surfboards for the snow, and I was like, whoa, those look pretty cool. So I made a deal with my mom that if I didn't watch TV for a whole year, she'd pay me $1 a day that I didn't watch TV. So at the end of the year, I had $365, and I went down and I bought a Burton Cruise 135 and a pair of boots, and that's how I started snowboarding. Part of snowboarding that I really enjoy is the fact that you can get creative on jibs. And for me, I try and look at a jib rather than just a handrail down 20 stairs. I try and find something that's a little bit unique. Bomb drops kind of caught my eye. I did this one off a parking garage that was a 4-story parking garage, and I noticed there was a little tranny that a plow had built on it. Another bomb drop we did was off a sign at a grocery store, and I had to use a grappling hook to get up on top of it. And it was pretty scary looking down at the little tranny down below, but I jumped off of it and it worked out to be a shot, so I was pretty happy about it. One of the cooler rails we did was a step-up rail that went from one parking lot to the other. And we had to wake up at 5 in the morning to do it, and we used my 1986 Chevy Nova to tow us into the rail. And I wound up getting busted by the cops, but I was able to bribe him for a couple more tries, and on the next try we got it, and it wound up being a pretty creative shot for that year. While I was in high school, we just kind of started taking photos just for fun, and I think I was 15 years old at the time, and I decided to launch off this 80-foot cliff. And I had no idea, but it turned into a snowboard ad for this company called Soup Kitchen. It's pretty funny, that was my first photo in a magazine. After that, Morrow Snowboards gave me a couple free snowboards, and I was so excited. And so when I graduated from high school with the full ride music scholarship to go anywhere in the nation, I chose to go to Bend, Oregon Community College so that I could be closer to Morrow Snowboards. And that's kind of where my career started. While I was in college, Morrow had some pretty big budget cuts at the time, and I got cut from the team. And I was just devastated because my whole dream had been to be a pro for Morrow. So I was taking my finals for college that year, and I went to the mailbox to check my mail, and I opened it up and there was a summer issue of Snowboarder magazine, and I was on the cover doing a big wind lip, kind of launching over some rocks, and I never thought that I'd be on the cover of a magazine. And the next day, Morrow Snowboards called and said, "You're back on the team," and I was just so happy because that's where my career kind of started. After the magazine, I was invited to film with Standard Films, and for me that was the biggest shock of my life because it was a dream come true for me to be able to film with all my heroes. After getting a year of filming under my belt with Standard Films, I was pretty excited to start filming on. I kind of knew how the system worked, and I just really wanted to get a really strong video part. And I knew it was going to be a good year. One of the funnest days I remember was in the Tahoe backcountry when we found a quarter pipe that was just huge, and we had a crew of about 30 guys.
Hey guys, don't put any more on that outside edge. Kicker buildings of science and I'm the professor.
And it turned out to be one of the biggest and funnest sessions we've ever had. It was just fun building the jump with, Mike and Dave Hatchett, and Kevin Jones was there, Dave Downing, myself, Yoni Makinen. We had a whole bunch of people.
Crawford really shined. I remember he was trying backside three, almost had it every time, and he kept hiking back up and just like sweating and super pumped up, and then finally he got it, and he was really stoked, and everybody else in the crew was really stoked that he got the shot.
I got on the cover of Transworld, so I was pretty stoked. I didn't know it was going to be that good, but everybody got a shot off of it, and it was a pretty big and fun quarter pipe. Another highlight of that season was when we all got to hit the legendary I-80 drop. That's a pretty famous cliff drop that a lot of guys have done in the past, and it's pretty hard to land, but I was able to get a cap 5 off of it that day.
Okay, now, the love is everywhere, the love is in the air, the love is in my heart, the love is in
I was so excited I took a lunch break up top, and we saw this rock behind it that looked like you could air over it, and I said, okay, I'll give it a shot.
It's all music, that's right.
It turned out to be a lot bigger than I thought it was, but it worked out to be a shot, and it wound up being on the box cover of the movie that year, so I was just pretty excited that it turned out to be a really good day. Snowboarding to me is a dream come true, and just like any job, it has its ups and its downs, and one of the downs is definitely slams. And then bam, we'll go into a bunch of slams.
Wiping out is part of snowboarding, and Andrew Crawford has taken some of the most wicked slams I've ever seen. And he just gets back up and tries it again until he sticks it or doesn't stick it. He always gets the shot.
I just want to try and push myself and my body as far as I can, and always try and surprise myself and maybe do things that I didn't think were possible. And if I break my body in half and all my guts spill out, so be it, but at least I gave it 100%, and that's the way I try and look at life. Every summer, Kevin Jones and I do a tour in my Camaro for Billabong called the Peel Wheel Tour. And we go around to all the big shops that carry Billabong, and we do a big burnout in their parking lot for selling Billabong clothes. It's basically just a big way we can say thanks for carrying our product.
Oh my God.
How was that?
How sweet.
Pretty much the best tour that I could ever imagine, being able to just do burnouts, slap high fives with all the employees, and then just burn off into the sunset with me and Kevin Jones. It's pretty cool.
This is dedicated to everyone that's made an impact on my life.
Kevin, can you sing me a song, please?
Dance lessons from a talent in class, God bless him. Gary got a place in my past, God bless him. Larry pushed the whip too fast, God bless him. Swerving, rolling L's with a laugh, God bless him. Like gold teeth shining on the hard concrete. It's funny the people God put out for you to be. Like sweet back rolling.
The board is going home. Thank you, and over now.